Friends of our channel and YouTubers, welcome. Answers of an Alien from Andromeda, 45th video, June 6, 2011. Question: Mike asks, Mithy, I wonder if you could identify this building, spotted on Google Mars. Hello Mike, it's been a while, isn't? You always surprise me with your photos. Well, that is a unit of mineral extraction, and is used as well as station support. It is administered by a community of Sirius. They are modern units that can move to other locations, with characteristics of the spacecraft. We also maintain a series of such units, at various locations, for mineral extraction. Question: Andy asks, I have just watched 2 videos of a Spanish program which was not aired because it was considered too thought-provoking. Could our own moon be Nibiru? A ship that brought intelligent life to Earth? Andy, your moon is not Nibiru. It was an important basis for many ancient civilizations, but it is simply a natural satellite. It is part of the balance of your system of life on the planet. Hopefully, she'll be there for many millennia, and you will still use much the intergalactic portal that exists installed there. The moon is like a big beach with no ocean, not much fun. Question: Jacinta asks, I believe I am in the 10% that will be taken to the planets. I understand if not I will be reincarnated and live here in the new time. Either way I am totally excited. My problem is my babies. The thoughts of their aura not being with mine frightens me. If I don't go and once we are in the 4th dimension you says we will remember many children, mothers, fathers, etc. Great. But I want my children. Will we have a choice at that time, in the 4th? Jacinta, in the 4th dimension, your children will be disembodied spirits, like you. Adults will no longer be in the bodies of children. It's another reality where there is no chronological age, as there is in the 3rd dimension. I think I forgot to mention that in my descriptions. You can see them, and talk to them, and hug them, but will never be the children you've met here. The spirits may have more or less knowledge and experience than others, and you can feel it. When you talk, or is close to the earlier spirits, or old, you realize this, but all seem the same age, because there is no concept of age in the 4th dimension. There are also those with more or less beauty, but it is inherent in the mood and aura at that particular time. Question: Jacinta asks, my second question is about the government shots. Here in Canada our children are not allowed to go to school without their vaccines. Is you talking about these shots as well or just flu/H1N1 shots? On vaccines, Jacinta, find some way to circumvent this requirement of the school and not vaccinate your children. Some vaccines such as hepatitis, tuberculosis, measles and chickenpox, depending on the origin, can be administered. Avoid any vaccine that is specified as anti-flu of any kind. Question: Tyler asks, how does the conception of older spirit versus newer spirit function, at the moment of birth? How does the population increase for when a new spirit comes into an existence? And should this spanking new human be mentally challenged, non-intelligent if it has never existed before, nor does it come from another system? Or maybe, there is a predetermined amount of souls in the ethereal realm? Tyler, as I explained earlier, the spirits is embodied in the family environment that is more tuned to the current state of his frequency. It may be an ancient spirit, but if he was with frequency changed by his errors and mistakes made in previous incarnation, will be born in a family with the same features, albeit less evolved spirits to try to meet development needs in the area where previously failed. Only when there are no spirits available for reincarnation in a given frequency in any other humanoid colony, do spirits thrive in the new ferns, and they will have an average developmental of the genes from his parents. Hence the saying, good seeds bear good fruit. Question: Daisy asks, is there some way to measure our frequency? Is there some way while we are incarnate in the third dimension to understand if our frequency has evolved or is ready to evolve? Daisy: no way for yourself measures your own status of frequency. Imagine a rainbow. There are different frequencies of colors. Each color band has its nuances, stronger and more tenuous. Depending on your frequency, you're in one of the bands of color, above or below this range. The frequency is strictly personal. Nothing or nobody can change your frequency, unless yourself. Your frequency is inherent to your degree of development and your state of mind. The degree of development means the color. State of mind means the nuance of color. With energy channeling and meditation you can clarify your state of mind, you can improve your color nuance to the extent of superior color, or you're ready to move to the next color. I hope I have illustrated the point. Question: a mate asks, I live in Amsterdam, I'm looking out my desk window right now. I can't imagine 300 M waves. I'm looking around me, thinking and looking at colleagues working hard at this deadbeat job, and they have no idea what's coming. When it happen? Is it gonna happen hour by hour, day by day, or, mate, when the dwarf star is approaching, its influence on the tides will be inversely proportional to distance, but it must be fast approaching. That is, from mid-September to mid-November is the period of greatest influence. The waves may have a few meters from the beginning, up to hundreds of meters in the shortest distance of approach. Community Galactica ships are still monitoring the system, navigating near him, and we do not know whether there is any plan in place. Question: Panos asks, is it true that Mayan calendar ends at December 24, 2011 and not at 2012? Panos, the Mayans had a full report of all movements that were forecast for your solar system, extracted from the databases of the Community Galactica by Pleiadians. There was detailed information on all planetary events. The Aztecs, Mayas and Incas shared the same data, provided by the gods. Unfortunately, your Catholic Church destroyed the libraries of these people, before your scientists could decipher these ancient scriptures. The forecast for December 24th refers to large tectonic movements around the globe, caused by partial melting of the Earth's core from the bombardment of energy, caused by the instability of the cosmic event planned. Therefore, there are two probes installed on the planet, one in Siberia, and one in the South Atlantic, to avoid a possible total meltdown of the core, creating a huge chain reaction. December 2012 is the end of one era, a complete revolution of the galaxy, the passage of the planet at the hemispheric level, and aligning himself with the center of the galaxy. It is a symbolic date for the end and beginning of ages, with the final realignment of the geomagnetic field of the planet. I hope I have clarified the matter. Question: Payman asks, why and how are psychological disorders formed? My friend had developed schizophrenia 5 years ago. He's been suffering from it for a very long time and goes int. Can you give us some insight, Mithy? How can they be healed or prevented? Payman, disorders of the brain can have many causes: malformation, or large negative influences of the environment. Some people just are not prepared for the stress of your kind of consumerist society. The pressures leading to lock states in the production of certain glands, essential to the balance of certain brain functions. Not being the case of physical malformation, these imbalances can be treated with introspective meditation and relaxation, since the causes of the process are eliminated. It is very difficult, because the competition that happens every day in your society, to maintain a social position, prevents most often the cause of the problems to be eradicated completely. This type of social competition will gradually disappear in the new era, when everyone can find its rightful place in the social functions of the planet. Question: Some mates asks, so if all these events happens and the 10% are left around, then some aliens from Community Galactica comes down and help, then what is next? What would be the purpose of living? There would be no fun in day trading, selling things or buying things, or making things. Just live and move to next or level? This seems unmotivated to me. Mates, it'll be more exciting than you think. Trade continues, but not only in the level of the planet but intergalactic. New technologies available, hundreds of new things to do. Your industry may produce anti-gravity vehicles, participation in the exploration of other planets, the rational exploitation of resources of the planet, large plantations, cleaner cities, well planned, is so much to do that you will not feel even a little boring. All this happens in a more just social context, where all are respected for their participation and are always counted with the need for a dignified life and open to new opportunities. From the most mundane, to the most intelligent, respected, and everyone will be working on their roles, and each will be happy within their limitations. Equal opportunity for all means respect the free will. A person cannot feel happy to study engineering in college, but may choose to be a farmer and be very happy in her role. The path of achievement is not equal for everyone, but respect for the choices of each one must be the goal of a just society. Question: Eric asks, since many go through similar development cycles, and new solutions are found independently all the time, could we Earthlings help others by exchanging creative solutions, to accelerate and optimize development for other cultures? Eric, as a complement to the previous question, yes, when you begin to meet other planets you will be the aliens. You will meet various civilizations, arrears in stages that can be supported, provided there is a good study on the social impact of this aid might perform in that society. Any direct interference has to go through an analysis of a council, that a society is not blamed for the destabilization of another. Times will be very rewarding for you, in this new era, for sure. Question: Yana asks, about the Community Galactica, are they aware of the higher dimensional beings that are also involved personally with this planet at this time? Or is the higher dimensional frequencies unregulated by the Community Galactica? Yana, I really don't know what you're talking about when you say that beings of higher dimensions are involved with planet Earth. Yes, they are taking care of their own lives, in their own dimension. They are not care, and do not want to interact with the third dimension. I don't understand where you draw those conclusions. All councils of galactic communities existing in the third dimension are composed of civilizations of the third dimension. There is little, or no direct contact between the third and fourth dimension. Beings of third dimension in the frequency 9 and 10, have very easily in external observations, they can see and feel the effects of the fourth dimension, but, It has no practical utility for life in the third dimension. It's as if you were a fish, wanting to know the details of how they live and what they do. In life out of the water, there would be no practical use for what you would know. Thanks for watching. Join our channel. You are welcome there.